Assalamu alaikum and hi, in this video I will be presenting my project. A little bit of the case background. The case involves a corporate workstation assigned to employee Joe Smith. The incident was reported after suspicious outbound network activity and unexplained file deletions were detected. The workstation was running Windows XP Service Pack 3 and contained over 100 installed applications, including TrueCrypt, an encryption tool that may have been used to conceal sensitive data. The investigation aimed to determine whether unauthorized access, data theft, and anti-forensic activities had occurred. The first stage focused on analyzing the forensic disk image using autopsy. Here we verify the operating system information, such as name, M57JO, owner, Joe, organization, M57.biz, product ID, OS, Microsoft Windows XP Service Pack 3, architecture, x86. The integrity of the forensic image was verified using MD5 and SHA-256 hashes to ensure that no modifications were made to the evidence during acquisition. One significant finding was a deleted executable file named setup.x located inside a deleted drivers directory called R79713. The presence of a deleted executable file is suspicious because attackers often attempt to remove malware after completing their activities. The timeline analysis also revealed a large spike in file activity near the incident date of December 11, 2009, indicating significant system activity during that period. Review of 108 installed programs established a software baseline. The presence of TrueCrypt 6.3a, as a full disk and volume encryption tool, its use raises the possibility that sensitive data was encrypted prior to exfiltration or concealment. This could potentially limit the scope of evidence recoverable through standard logical acquisition methods. Moving to graphics file recovery, this phase targeted deleted and suppressed image files. Using autopsy, we identified numerous GIF image entries exhibiting zeroed timestamps and 0-byte file sizes. These are hallmark indicators of deliberate file wiping or anti-forensic timestamp manipulation. FTK Imager was employed for deeper examination. The hex viewer revealed file signature bytes consistent with valid GIF image headers, but with partial structural corruption, a pattern consistent with intentional file truncation designed to obstruct content recovery. Of particular evidentiary significance, autopsy revealed a series of JPEG files bearing the naming convention, our_patient, NN, JPG, in unallocated space. These files range from approximately 825 kilobytes to over 1 megabyte in size. The timestamps cluster around December 12, 2009, the day following the incident date, suggesting post-incident data access or exfiltration activity which is evidence of a data breach. Memory forensics was performed using Mandiant Redline to analyze volatile memory captured from the suspect's workstation. Volatile memory analysis is critical because it exposes processes, network connections, and injected code that may not leave persistent traces on disk. The process analysis view identified svchost.x running under services.x. This is a legitimate Windows binary. However, the user context was listed as not available, a common artifact of process injection or process hollowing techniques, where an attacker injects malicious code into a legitimate process to evade detection. The Redline timeline cataloged 37 process start events. Key processes included WinLogin.x, LSASS.x, and Explorer.x, all legitimate Windows components. However, the presence of Agent.x is particularly noteworthy. This process is not a standard Windows component. Its execution without any corresponding installed application or legitimate service entry strongly suggests it represents a remote access Trojan or malware agent installed to maintain attacker persistence and facilitate command and control communications. Next, the network forensics was conducted using Wireshark to analyze packet capture files from the suspect's network interface at 192.168.1.105. HTTP traffic analysis identified multiple GET requests directed at 65.54.95.15, consistent with Windows Update and Adobe Software Update services. This established a baseline of legitimate network activity, allowing us to identify anomalies with greater confidence. The DNS analysis revealed resolved host names including version.average.com, consistent with legitimate antivirus activity. But critically, we also identified resolution of brother-printer.e57.biz. This constitutes a strong indicator of command and control communication. This external domain bears no relationship to any legitimate printer, update service, or network device within the organization's environment. The E57 top-level domain, while technically valid, is not associated with any established corporate entity. Its use in this context is consistent with attacker-registered C2 infrastructure. Email forensics was conducted with an autopsy, which parsed 2 emails from the suspect's mail store. The first email, sent by MailerDemon, carried the subject, returned mail, too many hops and contained a banned file name alert notification indicating an attachment matching a blocked file type was intercepted and quarantined. The second email, dated November 27, 2004, carried the subject, banned file, auto_mail_python.bat, confirming that a Python-based batch file, a common automated initial access vector, had been blocked from delivery. Together, these emails document a history of attempted malware delivery via email, consistent with the spear phishing attack vector identified in the overall incident timeline. The recurrence of blocked attachment notifications suggests the attacker made multiple delivery attempts before successfully deploying the malicious payload through an alternative channel, demonstrating a persistent and adaptive threat actor. The presence of these within the suspect's mail store may also indicate complicity, as legitimate users would have no reason to retain such notifications. So for this section, I accidentally choose a too old case study and did not found another case study for this part. It is purely just assumption and basically just how it was done. Mobile devices typically retain rich evidence categories: communication evidence, SMS, messaging apps, email, internet activity, browser history, cloud storage access, file evidence, documents, images, audio, video, location evidence, GPS, cell tower records, Wi-Fi logs. Application evidence, app-specific databases and cache. Mobile device acquisition must follow a structured, legally defensible procedure: identification and documentation, photograph the device, record make, model, IMEI, SIM details. Preservation, immediately isolate from all networks using airplane mode or Faraday bag. Chain of custody, complete formal documentation at seizure, seal and tamper-evident packaging. The choice of acquisition method depends on the device and circumstances. Logical acquisition extracts contacts, SMS, call logs, and photos through the device's APIs. It's fast and widely supported but limited in recovering deleted data. File system acquisition recovers the full file system structure including application data directories, providing significantly more material. Physical acquisition creates a complete bit-for-bit copy of internal storage, including deleted files and unallocated space. Based on all collected evidence, we reconstructed the following attack timeline. First, attackers attempted to deliver malware through phishing emails. Second, the malicious executable setup.x was introduced and executed. Third, malware established persistence through processes such as agent.x and potentially modified registry entries. Fourth, confidential HR files were accessed and staged for extraction. Fifth, anti-forensic techniques such as file deletion and timestamp manipulation were used to conceal activity. Finally, the compromised workstation communicated with the command and control domain brother-printer.e57.biz, suggesting successful data exfiltration. This investigation demonstrates the multidisciplinary nature of digital forensics. Each investigative layer contributed unique intelligence that, in isolation, would have been insufficient to establish a complete picture of the attack. The convergence of evidence across domains, particularly the correlation between phishing email artifacts and malware execution traces, illustrates the critical importance of a holistic forensic methodology that treats digital evidence as an interconnected ecosystem. The use of industry-standard tools ensured forensically sound collection and examination. Cryptographic hash verification at every stage creates a verifiable chain of integrity satisfying Malaysian evidence law requirements. And with that conclude the presentation. Thank you.